Andy Carter, Minot State AD. First, your very initial reaction to this news from the NSIC Board of Directors to unanimously support a delay to the start of the fall athletics in the league.
Uh, it's where I thought we would end up. We have been, as a conference ADs group, been discussing this issue for some time, and we really wanted to try to do a fall season. And everybody around us, league wise, is going to a delay schedule, and there's just it does buy us a little time before we have to make some final decisions. It allows our student athletes to um, kind of re-socialize with the rest of the student body without having to worry about fall practices and stuff like that. So, I think it's at this time and stage of the game, I think it's the best decision for our conference and for its member institutions.
Do you have any intel on how the league decides football and cross country goes Wednesday, September 2nd compared to volleyball and soccer on Tuesday, September 8th?
Yeah, I think it's the amount of, I mean, football can only play so many games in a week, so it's once a week. And we decided to give cross country a little bit more time than what they normally would because most of the meets that were already scheduled had been canceled. So it may take them a little while to roust about competition. So that was why that football and cross country was earlier than the other two.
How long have you guys been in communication with the top of the league? Pretty much since March when this all started?
Yeah, pretty much, if not weekly, every other week. And then here in the last couple of weeks, we started meeting with presidents and ADs, and then ADs got together, and then we put together some working groups within ADs and SWAs to kind of start formalizing the plan, and then it came back to ADs for a vote, and then to our conference council, and then to our board of directors. Nothing really happens. It gets put into motion until our presidents, which is our board of directors, signs off on it. So we've had last Monday and then this Monday, AD and board of director, all the CEOs conversation on Zoom. Um, and we, just got to this place, and the presidents agreed that was where we needed to be.
What could games look like when you're hopefully able to come back in the fall? Less fans, any testing frequencies being considered by the league?
Yeah, so I think some of the real issues that we're dealing with is, we have a conference that's 5 states. I think there's 5 different governing boards among those states. Yeah, there are obviously every president has a view on this, and then your local each institution's local health authority has views on this. You have the federal CDC, you've got the NCAA resocialization guidelines, and so I think what we thought was important as our conference is that we continue to work over the next 10 days or so and come up with what you might say is a common practices among all schools, because it's different in Minot than it is in Mankato. The COVID is different, and so how do we have a uniform standard of care across all of those boundaries? And here, probably in the next 10 days to 2 weeks, there'll probably be another piece of this put together for our presidents to review, and then make a decision on agreeing or not agreeing on standards, common standards of care across the conference.
Would you seek out any competition with obviously the COVID situation is way different in Minnesota compared to the Dakotas? Say, like, if you were able to go up against just the schools in the Dakotas, would that be something you consider, or you want like the whole picture?
I think right now, where we are is our conference is moving as one unit, and if for the I'm only talking about fall sports right now,
Mm-hmm.
that those would be only conference games, because you bring in the time factor. We only have time to get in 8 football games, presuming that there's a championship opportunity still. And so we're still holding out hope that there's going to be championship, NCAA championship opportunities for our conference student athletes. And right now we're moving forward together. Once we start the process, and there's still more decisions to be made, but there'll likely be a critical mass that has to be able to move forward, or we'll just shut down the season. So, if we start with 16 or 14 football schools, maybe if all but 6 can play, maybe we keep playing. But if we get to 5, we won't. So we're still kind of working through that. But I do not foresee fall sports playing outside of the conference, just because of the time limitation.
Right. So we're at July 27th right now, setting new start dates for practicing in early September. And you said this buys you time before we have to make a real final call on things. When do you think that final call happens, and what could it be? Modified season, normal operations, just at a later date, complete cancellations? It's still pretty much all over the board right now.
Ben, I think it's still, this is our best hope, is what we've put out there. But I think it's still fluid. This thing's been fluid since they shut everything down in the spring. And so I think it's still fluid. Trying to figure out how we're going to do this. This is our best way forward as of, like you said, July 27th. But we're getting more information, every other day or every day that will help inform this decision. And I would think that, sometime in the next 2 weeks, this will get refreshed or reaffirmed. And then we'll kind of know where we stand. But our classes are going to open as normal. Not a normal operation, but the time frame they're going to open. And so our students are going to report, and we're going to welcome them back, and we're going to be in this mix together and figure it out.
All right. Well, hey, we're hoping for the best out of a crazy situation. And once you guys get playing, I hope I can get in there and film some highlights for you. Okay.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, Ben.
All right. Thanks, Andy.
All right. Thank you.